My name is Rachel McDonough, and this is my friend. Hi, I'm Savannah, and we're here at the beautiful Madison Square Garden for the big fight, and you are watching True School Sports.
Alright, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the man himself, Stacey Mckinley. What's up?
How you doing? Pretty good. How you doing, Brandon?
I can't complain, man. It's always good to have you on the channel.
Thank you, sir. It's always good to be here.
Alright. Let's just get into it. Trevor Bryan, supposedly you told me that he's fighting October the 3rd, so could you tell people about that?
We're supposed to be fighting October the 3rd. Look like it's going to be at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. Boy, Kristen, what's his name? Lovejoy.
Christopher Lovejoy.
Yeah, Lovejoy. He called himself Lovejoy. So look like he's the opponent, and all the contracts been signed. So we're just preparing and getting ready to go.
Yeah, Trevor's gonna be his first step up fight because he's very active on social media. He's always talking about how he's gonna knock everybody out. He's been knocking these guys out in Mexico. And what do you think of the matchup?
I think it's a good matchup in terms of record-wise. I mean, Lovejoy is like 19-0 with 19 knockouts, and Trevor is 20-0, I think, with 17 knockouts. So you got two undefeated big heavyweights. I mean, Trevor's 6'5", maybe 250 pounds right now, and Lovejoy is 6'5", maybe 250 pounds. So you got two big guys going at it, two big heavyweights. So it's very interesting because we need some big heavyweights in there.
Oh yeah, I'm just happy he's in the ring because it's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, not to his making, but these fights, you get in a certain position in boxing, you become mandatory, #1 as mandatory interim champion. Fights just don't fall your way that easy. So there's a lot of political things involved, and then this pandemic come along, and it really threw us back because we could have had this fight done in May. But but right now we just staying in the gym, staying ready, and see what the WBA gonna do, and we're gonna be all right.
Absolutely, yeah. With him, like I've said many times, he's in a great position because right now the American heavyweight boxing scene is looking for someone. Wilder got destroyed. We don't know if he's gonna be the same again, and everybody else is like he is one of the last American heavyweight hopes.
Yeah,
if we do have one.
Yeah, he's right there. He has the amateur background. He has a good record. He's a big boy. He can punch. He can box. And we don't have a heavyweight champion in the United States right now. All the belts is overseas, so we don't have a champion. I mean, Wilder was the last one.
Yeah.
So, but he fell short of being great that they thought he was going to be. But right now it's Trevor Bryan. I mean, there's other heavyweights out there, but most of those heavyweights done fought on television. They didn't fought on Showtime. They done fought on Fox, and everybody know them, and nobody's really excited about them. So Trevor Bryan has to be one of the most exciting heavyweights that's coming up right now in the United States. That's right here, really.
Yeah. Hopefully they get him on TV soon.
We've had some good offers. We had good offers. We've been offered to fight Ortiz. We've been offered to fight Ruiz. We've been offered to fight a lot of those guys like that. Those are the type of guys that we need. And hopefully sometime before the year is out, we get this title in here, and then before the year is out, we'd be willing to fight one of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. One guy that you used to train, you spent time with him, was Alexander Povetkin, and
right.
And recently he just, he went pretty much viral. He delivered the knockout of the year against Whyte in an upset victory. What did you think about the knockout?
It was, everybody know, and that Povetkin, and I was in an interview with Bryan. Bryan called me from London. I was on his channel, but I explained to him about Povetkin. I spent a lot of time with Povetkin. I trained him when he ever fight Vladimir Klitschko, and Klitschko hadn't lost a fight in 11 years. And I was telling Bryan, I said, one thing about Povetkin is 40 years old, going on 35. I said, you got to understand, this kid lives clean. He trains exceptional hard. He eats well. He does everything that you ask him to do in boxing. He knows where he is in boxing. I said, so don't let the age really fool you, although he's not going to be as quick as he once was. I said, but he's very experienced. I said, Whyte is a lot younger. He's strong. He's tough. He's been there before. He's some good fighters. But if the fight go the distance, then I got to give Whyte the edge. over a decision. I said, but he still got to be careful because, Povetkin has a good left hook, and that's where I saw it. I said, he got a good left hook and a good punch. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's more methodical, and that's what happened. You didn't see a lot of speed from Povetkin, but when he turned his shot loose, he knew what he was doing. He placed the punch. Uppercut is a very dangerous punch in boxing.
Absolutely, and he's one of those guys that you only beat a Povetkin if you're a truly elite heavyweight. And I know from talking to you in the past, you've never been high on Dillian Whyte.
No, I've never been that high on Dillian Whyte. I mean, he come to fight. He's been well promoted, self-promoted on the internet. He was looking good and fighting hard against AJ, Anthony Joshua, and he was looking good and big, tough guy. That's all looked good. But as far as being a superior heavyweight, no, I've never been that high on him.
Yeah. So do you think he can rebound from the loss, or do you think Povetkin's gonna just has his number and he's gonna get him again?
Well, I don't see those two. I was asked that question, that they talking about a rematch.
Yeah, there's a clause.
Yeah, but I as a manager, as a fight manager, and a promoter, I don't see where that's a good fight for Povetkin. I mean, what does he have to prove? I mean, I think that Povetkin at this point with that type of knockout in the heavyweight division, I mean this guy's flat on his back. Okay, you take that sensational knockout. Why you go backwards? Why don't you go forward? Why don't you be looking at AJ Tyson Fury? You earn that respect, and you earn the rights to fight for them, and the media would love to see him in one of those type of fights. I mean, because of the sensational knockout. You got knockouts, but when you get a sensational knockout, why go back to the same place? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sure, unless they would need some crazy money.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll get paid well to fight Fury Anthony Joshua.
I mean, that was one of the best knockouts of the last 5 years, easily.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. He was really stretched out. I mean, all the way out. And people were predicting that he should win, this type of thing. But a lot of these guys, they being promoted on the internet, and I call them
Internet fighters.
Internet fighters.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of internet fighters, and they started believing their own hype. I remember a long time ago, Don King told us in a meeting. He said, "Look, he said, I'm promoting Mike Tyson as the baddest man on the planet Earth. Okay." He said, "But don't you all believe the hype? He's still a human being. Okay, he's not the baddest man on the planet Earth, but this is what I'm saying, and we're gonna continue to knock out people, and that's it." So when you started getting fighters promoting themselves, which maybe they have to do that now because you don't have the type of promoter like Don King who get out there and actually promotes the fighter. So now fighters are being left to promote themselves, and in doing so, they started believing their own hype to the point where they even stopped training. They stopped training because they believe in this, and then they want to take what they're doing in the ring and in the training and sessions and put it on the internet and look at what I'm doing. And a guy like me sitting there and say, "Yeah, just keep doing that so I can keep studying you, get to know you."
And then you got all their fans gassing up, saying, "Oh my God, you a dog, you a beast, you a different breed," and that's the worst thing for the mental psyche going
until
into.
you get knocked out, and then they're on the other side. Then
they say eat trash.
Yeah, it's trash. So then you can't really blame the fighters because they're not being promoted the way that they should. Nobody's really speaking up for them, so they're promoting themselves. So they got an outlet now. Whereas this time they didn't have that. So you can say anything about yourself. You can go out there and lift some weights and put on the internet and say, "Oh my God, he's so strong." So then the fighter begin to believe all of this.
Yeah.
They begin to believe it all.
What do you remember about your time training Povetkin?
Well, the time I was with Povetkin, it's one thing I want to tell you about the Ukrainian and the Russian fighters. They're very, very hard workers. They're studious, and they're very kind. And most of all, they appreciate what you do for them. They really appreciate what you do, and they're determined to try to learn. They're very determined to try to learn. You don't have any problems with them running the streets and staying out all night and coming to the gym half doing this, because Povetkin used to train hard, and then he would go get an ice bath, and then sometimes you go in this oxygen chamber, and all these different, everything to give him an edge, they would do. And I love the Olympic training camp there in Moscow. I love going there and working with them, and I had a fantastic time with the entire team, the entire Povetkin team. There's no dissension in the camp. He has sports doctors. He has conditioning coach. Everything is first class. Everything is first class with them. Everything we needed was first class. Sparring partners, all the sparring partners I wanted from all over the world. Just everything was just so beautiful, you know, working with those guys and the Russian people that was managing them and tutoring them was very outspoken about the help that I was doing for them. They liked what I was doing, and they treated me like a king. I thought I was black Jesus Christ and died. The Russians treated me so good. So
wow,
it's very, very, very rewarding experience that I had dealing with Povetkin and his people and the Russian people over there.
Man, I've interviewed you about a bunch of people in basically your whole time training fighters, and I can't think of too many people you've spoken more highly about than what you said about Povetkin and his team.
Yeah. Well, it's true. You know, I was somewhat surprised that because I had trained and worked with Russian fighters before, but they was over here. But to work on that level was a whole different ball game, because I was dealing. You got to understand, I was dealing with the top people in Russia. Not only the top people in boxing, but the top people in politics and everything. So the whole scenario was a mind-boggling and a life change for me. I mean, just like I say, they treated me. In fact, I was telling my friend Tom Joyner from the Tom Joyner Morning Show. I was telling him, we was talking a month ago at his house, and we was talking about the fighters, and we talked about Russia, the Russian fighters and the Russian people, and I was telling him that the Russian people, the people there in Russia treated me better than I ever been treated in my whole life. I mean, I really thought, I'm pinching myself saying, you know, am I Jesus or somebody? Am I black Jesus to come back here? But anyway, yeah, the people were very, very professional, and they treated me with a great deal of respect. You know, and so then I started thinking back. I started thinking back in time. You know, I got a little education, not a whole lot of education. You know, I ain't got no master's, a doctor's degree. I got a couple minor degrees. I said, but one thing about it is this: I started thinking about what I read years ago, and I came up with Al Robeson. Al Robeson was a singer.
Okay. And
Al Robeson sang in 11 different languages. Okay, 11 is a black man. He sang in 11 different languages. And so when Al Robeson would go to Russia to perform, thousands and thousands of Russians would come out to his performance. And all of them have roses. They're throwing roses on the stage. And this is a black man now. They're throwing roses and things on the stage because they love this man's performance so well. And then I started thinking, I said, well, then maybe this is a carryover from those Russian people toward me, because they treat me the same way. And I know I'm not no Al Robeson.
Yeah, you can't sing in all 11 languages.
No, but I do have that gold medalist, and I have a heavyweight champion. So they treated me with a great deal of respect. And if you know the history, in Russia they got a mountain called Mount Robeson. They named the mountain after this black man.
Wow.
Yeah, Mount Robeson.
Never knew that.
It wasn't something unusual that the Russian people treated a black person really nice because they had did it before. And I don't want to get into the politics behind it, because it's a little bit deeper. And I'm not a politician. I don't want to get.
That might be another video one day.
Yeah, another video one day. I don't tell you too much, because then you start thinking I'm a politician.
Yeah.
But I'm not a politician. I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Republican. You know, I believe in the policies on each side. But anyway, getting away from that.
Yeah. Yes,
I love being over there with Povetkin.
Okay, I'm glad you answered that question.
Yeah.
You answered it really well. You recently started working with Kevin Cunningham as an assistant trainer. How did that come about, and how's it been? Well,
you know, Kevin and I have been friends for a long time. A lot of people don't know that, but we've been friends for a long time, and all the way back when he was a police officer. He and my cousin grew up in the sandbox together as little kids, and so my cousin Cunningham went into the military. My cousin went into the military, and they fought on the military boxing teams and stuff. So later on, when I was with Mike, I think his first fight, championship fight, I went to St. Louis, and my cousin introduced me to Cunningham. And we become good friends ever since, and I just gave him a book. He said, I'm going to start promoting boxing. So I gave him a book that had on boxing promotion that I wrote. So I used to promote a lot myself.
Yeah.
I just like training. I'm a better promoter than I'm training, but I gave it to him, the book, and that was his guideline, and he promoted fights for 5 years, professional fights, 5 years straight, and was sponsored with Budweiser. So we always stayed in contact, and then I ended up fighting Corey Spinks with him, with Devin Alexander, not Devin, but with Ricardo Marioga.
Okay.
And I also had Povetkin out of Ukraine to fight Devin Alexander. We won that fight. But they gave it to him anyway, and I told him it's a hometown decision. But even Floyd Mayweather said, Stacey, y'all don't won this fight. I said, I know, but it's a hometown decision, so it's no big thing. He and I laugh about that now. But anyway, he always come down here and talk to me. I'll go up there and talk to him. And we got this little place we like to go and eat fish and stuff like that. I don't eat the fish, but he like to eat the fish. I turn him on to it. So he's the type of guy that loves boxing 24/7. And it's very hard to find somebody that talks boxing all the time. So he talks boxing all the time, and I got a lot of respect for him because I know he's a true hard worker. And so finally he said, well, you know what? All my fighters like you. He said, Adrian Bruner like you, Eric Lubison like you. All these guys got a lot of respect for you, Stacey. They really like you a lot. He said, man, we need to get together. So they had been saying it for about a year. We need to get together. So finally I said, well, look, I'll come up there and help you with the training, and we'll work something out. And so I came up and started working with him, and he liked the way I would work with him. And so everybody can work together, especially if you work with a guy like Kevin Cunningham, who's a nonsense trainer. He doesn't play.
No nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, no nonsense.
Strong personality.
Yeah, he doesn't play at all. I mean, if you can't do what you're supposed to, you got to get out. You can't deal with him. But I understand that because I'm from Detroit, and all my trainers, the older trainers, they taught us the old school boxing. That's what it is. So because my personal relationship and the boxing relationship, now I got somebody I can call and talk to about boxing that understands boxing. Okay, he can call me. He calls me 4 or 5 times a day. So we talk all the time.
Yeah, he does. I've been here boxing when he calls you before.
Yeah, because he talks about boxing, all different areas of boxing, and he really admired the psychological part of boxing that I bring to the table with him. You know, he really admired it, and he liked that. He said, because man, you really understand these fighters.
You do.
You know how they think. I said, well, I know how they think. I said, but you know, it's come from experience and been around a long time, and sometimes you have to change. You have to change up a little bit to get what you want out of the fight. You just can't push. But yeah, he called me, and so we worked with Marcus. Asked me what I thought. I said, the kid's a good fighter. He's not a big puncher.
Escudero, right? Marcos Escudero.
Yeah, I said, but he's putting his punches together. And he said, what do you think about him doing the rematch? I said, it's a good fight for him. I said, he should win this fight. So he worked extremely hard with the kid, and he did a fantastic job with him. You know, unfortunately, you know, the kid made a few mistakes like he did before earlier in his career, and he got hit with a good shot.
Very good shot.
No lucky punch. I mean, the guy played the shot. So he made a mistake. We talked about it. Now the next time around, he's going to correct that and move forward. You know, but Cunningham is one of the best I ever seen with left-handers too.
As far as training them?
Yeah, oh boy, he's good. He's a southpaw man. So I told him, yeah, you tough to right, them left-handers. I said, but I got your number though. I'm gonna get you. But yeah, he's that's why I knew that he was gonna be good for Eric Lubin. You know, so you got to take your ego. You got to take your egos in boxing. You got to put that aside. You got to deal with the real. The real thing is winning. The bottom line is to win. You know, that old song sings that everybody loves a winner.
Yes.
But when you lose alone. That's true. You know, and a lot of times people get upset because you got to go with the winner in order to help the loser. Hell, you can't stay with the loser. The loser can't help the winner, so the winner got to help the loser. So you got to go with the winner. Everybody loves a winner. And so he believed in winning. We love to win. You know, we don't win every fight, but we love to win. So he and I get along real well. You know,
yeah.
He's hard. He's a tough customer, boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
But he's all right though.
I gotta go up there and go to the gym one of these days with you.
Yeah, we gotta go up there. good together. But we had a little thing on the internet, little show we had on the internet. We talking back and forth and this type of thing. But anyway, yeah, I've been knowing him a long time, and a lot of people were surprised that I knew him as well when they looked up and said that, hey, he gonna be. And a lot of people was shocked, and a lot of people were scared. What are they trying to do? What are they gonna do? You know, you got two guys like that together. Hey, wait a minute. They're gonna take over. They're gonna try to take over everything.
Yeah, two strong personalities.
Yeah, they're gonna control boxing. they figure, well, Cunningham had a group of people that really like him. Stacey got a group that like him. So we come together. It was a magnificent force, because you deal with guys like Adrian Bruin and all of
Tank Davis.
They call him the trouble guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody know that I deal with a lot of fighters with mental problems.
Crazier fighters than him.
Yeah, oh yeah. With the Mike Tysons and the Gerald McCullens and
Mayorga
and Michael Moore and the Ricardo Mariogos and all these fighters like that has this mental. It's not dysfunctional. That's what makes them good fighters. So he knew that, and he knew that dealing with AB. AB even told him, say, "Oh, I know Stacey had a hard time with Mike Tyson, man. Dealing with Mike was just like everybody have a hard time with you, you know. AB, so you got a hard time with you. Javante Davis is a good guy. He's a very, very good guy. I think that Cunningham did a fantastic job with that boy, because the boy defense ain't that good. And Kevin had him moving, slipping and sliding, and I took a couple guys up there to spar with him. And I thought that he was doing a fantastic job with them. And I hate to see him leave, but then again, like I told you before, everybody get caught up in their own egos, where his trainer, Javante Davis' trainer, was upset because the fighter was training with Calvin
Ford.
And
yeah.
what happened is, what he didn't look at it from a perspective that, hey, my fighter needs some help. I need some technical help with him. So why don't Calvin Ford and Kevin Cunningham work together? Work together as a team with this fighter. Kevin give him what he needs, and you continue to give him what you think he needs, and working together works. Now you got a winner. Okay?
Yeah.
But they don't look at it like that.
The egos.
Yeah, but see, that's the way I look at it. You know, I would look at it. Hey, we on the same page. We working together. The main thing is to win. Because if we lose, hey, we both out of the box. But they don't look at it because it's their own personal ego. You know, I made this champion. So what?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I made this champion, and I'm this and that. Like the old timers told me, you don't have to toot your own horn. Let other people do the toot. You don't have to say what I did and what I am. You don't have to say nothing. People ask me all the time, how many world champions you work with? Who are they? I said, I don't know. Few. Who's the best one? I don't know. What do you think? Then I realized, they said, well, why didn't you do this? Why? Because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want the spotlight. I was taught to stay out of the limelight. The fighter is the star. You the star maker.
That's it.
When they write the book and do the movie, they do it about the fighter. They don't do it about the trainer. They might mention it, see a picture. So I can live and deal with that. That's my privacy also. I don't need all that publicity. I just do what I do.
That's it. You enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy what I do.
Yeah. Well, another guy that you know personally, I know that you know personally is Luis Perez, and he's got Luis Perez. He's got Jason Rosario. Rosario's fighting Jamel Charlo in a big fight in a couple weeks. What do you think about the whole fight going in?
Well, I think I give Rosario, I give him a good chance. I picked him. I picked him to beat Julian Williams. I said, Kevin Cunningham and I, we had a big conversation about that. He said, Stacey, you really tell me you picking that? I said, look, I know this kid got beat before. I know he got beat. I know Louis come along and beat the guy that knocked him out. I said, but I'm telling you right now, this kid's a different fighter now than he's been with Louis. I said, Louis is taking it to another level. And I said, this kid is better than what you think he is, because I had Carlos Monroe and a couple of guys to spar with him.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, this boy's dangerous. Not only is he strong, this boy's dangerous. He's a dangerous guy. He's a hell of a puncher. So I think that Louis, along with my strength and conditioning coach, Ramon, they came together as a team, and I think that Louis really put him together. And that's why I figured he'll beat, I watch him train and everything. He trains at the gym. He does his conditioning here at night. So I watched him. I said, you know what? This boy gonna knock Julian Williams out. I said, oh no, I don't believe that. But it happened, and I saw at the last fight when he was there with Marcos, I saw Julian training.
Stephen Edwards.
Yeah, we were standing there talking, me and him and Kevin. And I said, you know, I picked Rosario to beat your boy. And he said, you did? I said, yeah. So Kevin said, yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
He said he was going to beat him. So, I also talked to Kevin, and we talked about Rosario and Charlo. He asked me, what did I think? I said, look, it's a dangerous fight. It's a dangerous fight for Charlo, and it's a dangerous fight for Rosario. I said, but Rosario has the ability to win this fight. He could actually knock him out. I said, but you have to watch him close, because he doesn't have the basic traditional skills, boxing skills.
Rosario.
Yeah, he has some of it, but he doesn't have the basic traditional boxing skills. Okay, so basically what you have here is you going in the ring against a guy that's throwing punches from different angles that you're not used to seeing. You haven't experienced that. Okay, you know, was one thing I saw when he was fighting Julian Williams. I saw him do something that I don't even know if he knew he did, or he knew he did it himself, but I don't know if the fans understood what had actually happened. And that uppercut that he hit Julian Williams with, that right uppercut that finished this fight off. I don't know if they understood how did he set up for that particular punch. Now, the guy who was famous for doing that, to set up punches like that, was Sugar Ray Robinson. And I tell you what it was. When I had a Miramon, I taught him how to do it. I taught a lot of other fighters, Jerry McCullough, them how to do it. But a lot of fighters, you can't teach that to. I can't teach Trevor Bryan. And then what we say is, okay, you show the right hand. You show the right hand, but you throw the left hook. Okay? Or you show the left hook and you throw the right hand. Now, if I'm gonna show you the hook, if I start to show you the hook, you looking for the hook, but the hook is not coming. It was a decoy.
Throwaway punch.
So yeah, so you looking for the hook and coming right down the front, bang, is the right hand. So Rosario did that. He did it. People don't understand that. I'm watching him close. He showed the hook and he shot the uppercut. See, when he showed the hook, William did this. And he did that. Boom! He shot the uppercut. See, that's a shot. That wasn't a lucky punch. That boy did that punch deliberately. So basically what I'm saying is he has different punches that makes him different. So you don't know what to look for. So it makes him dangerous. And he can punch. And he's big, he got a hard jab. He's got to use a little bit more.
Yeah,
he got a hard jab, work on his defense a little bit. And Charlo was in trouble. And he's young. And he's hungry. And he's very humble. You know, and the boy can punch. So it's a dangerous fight, but it's a good pay-per-view fight. Because they're fighting for all the belts, undisputed.
Well, 3 of the 4 belts.
Three of the 4 belts, yeah, undisputed. So you got something going here. You really got something going.
Yeah, it's gonna be a barn burner. I'm so hyped for that fight. It's gonna be a great one.
Yeah, and you know, I like Charlo, but I like this kid. This kid is very humble. He's from a very poor country, Dominican Republic. I spent a lot of time down there, and getting back to Louis Perez, his trainer. Louis introduced me to most of the boxing people in Dominican Republic and to South America. I've been all through South America with him, so he's my cut man for all of my fighters, and for Don King fighters, I got him in as a cut man, and we traveled everywhere together. So, and he's a good boxing man. And one thing about it, you can trust him. You know, he's trustworthy. If he says something, he means it. You know.
Yeah.
And I remember the first day I met Louis. I didn't know who he was, but he did something that told me, let me know that he was a great guy. I took my guys over to his gym. He had a gym down off Andrews. I took several of my fighters over there to train. So I walked in there and he introduced me. He said, man, I'm Louis Perez. He said, I said, well, I'm Stacey. He said, I know who you are. He said, yeah, your friend Emmanuel Stewart was here a couple months ago. I said, yeah, he trained down here a couple months ago. He told me, he said, now, this guy just met me. He said, look, you can use my gym and train, okay, but I got to leave. I got to go. I got appointments. I got to go somewhere. But I'm gonna give you the keys you take the keys. I got another set of keys, you know, and you just, when you get ready to leave, just lock up. And if I'm not here tomorrow, you just come in and use the gym like you want to.
Wow.
Now, when he told me that, I knew then that this is a different type of guy right here.
Special individual.
Yeah, this is a special individual, a different type of guy. And right then, I said, you know, I want you to work with me and be the cut man, this type of thing. So, right then, we hit it off. And everything that he's done has tried to help me. And everything I've done has tried to help him. So he's that type of guy, and I've seen him try to help other people. You know, he's not the jealous type guy, and he's not hung up on all his egos and all that kind of stuff. So that's what makes him a good boxer, man. He got a lot of good fighters too, and he's a hard worker.
He does, and that's why I'm so happy from that Rosario is a champion, and I'm hoping that Rosario can hold that belt, because Louis is really one of those people that deserves all the success that comes his way.
Right, he deserved it. And when his gym was closed down, and I opened up this gym, I made sure I went and got him keys. I said, his keys to the gym. Use the gym like you want to. So I did that, and the same thing with Cunningham. And I didn't know Cunningham was down here because I was calling him. I was calling Cunningham because I had some property in Rosario, Missouri, right outside of St. Louis.
Okay.
I had some property, a nice house. I got a nice barn. I got a pond there, and I got about 6 acres of land. That's in the country, like, right? So I was calling Cunningham. I said, you know, maybe I'll turn this into a training camp. Maybe I turn it.
You still got it?
Yeah. So maybe I'll turn it into a training camp. And then Cunningham said, ain't nobody gonna be in that cold weather. So here we go. So I kind of got rid of that. But that would have been a great training camp because I got a big pond there, and we always stocked that pond catfish. They got the catfish and all that stuff in there, so the fighters can fish and all. It would have been fantastic in and out of the city. But when I found out he was down here, so then I went to his gym. When I went to his gym, he said, hey, Stacey, man, glad to see you. Boom, we started kicking. I said, man, you done moved down here? Yeah. Right then, he said, look, man, where you at? I said, I'm down at the heavyweight factory for a little bit with Shannon man. I said, my gym over there, Gold Gym, got closed down, so my gym got closed down. He reached in his pocket, oh, man, you got a gym? Take the key to my gym. You come in anytime you want to, you know. Now, let me tell you something. For Cunningham to do that, he got to think a lot of you. So those two guys, the guys I really got a lot of respect for. I respect everybody, but I got a lot of respect for those two guys.
Nah, absolutely.
You know?
Well, Stacey, any message to the boxing world you want to give before we wrap up the interview?
Well, the only thing I can say is for the fighters to keep training and try to put on good performances, and for the promoters to continue to promote and have faith in us, and the networks to continue to air the fighters, and because this sport belongs to us and we need them, we need everybody. Everybody need to work together to make this boxing work, especially during this pandemic, and for the fighters to take care of themselves and follow the bubble and keep themselves healthy. Because if you don't, then this thing is going to crash. So we all got to work together, and working together works. But remember, there's no one individual that's doing this. Everybody has to work together.
That's it. Working together works. Well,
right.
Stacey Mckinley, as always, thank you for talking to True School Sports.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, this is Adrian Granados, and you're watching True School Sports.